Okay, let's talk about the STAAR Algebra 2 exam. And if you're watching this video, I assume you're a high school student in Texas and you're preparing to take this STAAR Algebra 2 exam. And that is, it's good that you're watching this video because you're clearly, interested in doing well. All these STAAR exams in Texas have a big impact on your education. I don't know exactly how it influences your graduation requirements, but nevertheless, you still need to take all these tests, all these standardized tests, very seriously. So by checking in on this video, I think that you're definitely, seeking out and preparing for the STAAR Algebra 2. So just in case you didn't know, the STAAR, what that stands for, is the State of Texas Assessment of Academic Readiness Exam. So if you've been going to school, probably maybe throughout your life in Texas, um, you've taken these exams before. So, by taking it serious, you're going to do yourself a big, favor because you don't want to do, you don't want to do poorly on these exams because there'll be negative consequences to them. Okay, so enough of that. What we're going to do here is I got a problem that you should be able to handle pretty easily if you're fully prepared for the STAAR Algebra 2 exam. Okay, so we're going to get to this in a second, but first let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of Tablet Class Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher and been teaching for several years. And over those years, I've constructed many online math courses to include a STAAR Algebra 2 prep course. So I'm going to leave the link to that in a description of this video, but very comprehensive Algebra 2 course, a STAAR Algebra 2 course. And really, there's a tremendous amount of material. When you think about Algebra 2, effectively, let me just do this real quick before we get to our problem. Algebra 2 essentially covers everything that you learned in Algebra 1, and then you have all the new advanced stuff that you learned in Algebra 2. Things like, generally speaking, matrices, logarithms, etc. But let's get to our problem here. And the way I like to do this is, first of all, I'm going to tell you what the problem is, okay? And then I'm going to give you a hint. If you don't want to hear the hint, pause the video, and then I'm going to solve the problem. Okay, so we have an equation here. Now, it's obviously some sort of power. So we have 2 to the 5th power, and we know that that's equal to 32. So hopefully 2 to the 5th power, all of you out there know that means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? So we're multiplying 2 by itself 5 times. And when we do that, we get 32 as our answer, okay? So what I'd like you to do is to write this equation, okay, this relationship or expression as a logarithm. Write it as a logarithm. Okay, so hopefully that means something to you. And even whatever you do, don't go on Google, don't just do a quick search or whatnot and check things out. Try to think about it, okay? But again, if you're fully prepared and you have learned everything from Algebra 2, you should be able to handle this problem rather easily, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and give you a hint. Okay? If you don't want to hear the hint, pause the video and do the problem. But here comes the hint, and then of course I'll solve the problem. So what are logarithms? Well, logarithms, okay, in general, are ways that we can, they have to do with powers and exponents, okay? So let's just say, for example, if I had an equation like 2x equals 9, okay? If I have this kind of exponential equation, I need to have knowledge of logarithms in order to solve this type of equation, right? Because let's just think about it. 2x is equal to 9. Well, maybe 2 to the first is equal to 2. 2 to the second is equal to 4, right? 2 squared is equal to 4. 2 cubed is equal to 8. Okay, I need to figure out 2 to the what power is equal to 9. Then I go 2 to the 4th power. Well, that's 16. So I went too far, right? So the answer here has got to be pretty close to 3, but no more than 4. Okay, less than 4, but more than 3. somewhere in there is going to be the solution to an equation like this. So we have logarithmic tables, there's properties, logarithms, etc. So I'm bringing all this up as a hint to hopefully revive your memory of logarithms, but very, very, very important topic in mathematics. And of course, you have common logs and we have natural logarithms, etc. So hopefully this kind of, jogged your memory about logarithms. Now I'm going to go ahead and solve the problem. Okay, so the biggest thing about logarithms is we got to know when we write a log, what does it mean? So I like to use my little, let me just kind of sketch it out here. So here is a plate, and you're going to be like, what is he talking about? A plate? Yes, like a plate you eat off. And here's some eggs. Here's some eggs, and here's some bacon. So you're thinking to myself, or you're thinking to yourself, is like, what is this guy talking about? Well, I want you just to think about, let's put this over here. Let me put the bacon actually here. And here's the eggs. So you'll probably never forget this because it's such a strange thing. Anyways, just this right here is just a memory device, okay? We have bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs, okay? So when you're looking at a logarithm, the equation of logarithm, I want you to think of bacon and eggs. So the subscript, okay, is B. Then we have A equals E. Bacon and eggs, okay? So log sub B, okay, or log of this power, okay, is A equals E. Now, so what does B stand for? Well, B is going to be the base, okay? E is the exponent, all right, and that is going to be equal to our answer, okay? So, or B to the E power is equal to our answer. So we can go from here to here. So in other words, we can write exponential equations as a logarithm and a logarithm as exponential equations. That's very, very important because logarithms and exponential functions are inverses of one another, okay? So knowing that, I need to just go ahead and just look at this and be like, okay, what is my base? My base is 2. What's my exponent? Because that's what 2 is going to be. All right, so let's actually just go ahead and write this out now. So it's going to be log base 2. Okay, so what comes next is the answer. What's the answer? Well, the answer is 32. So we'll write that here. And that is going to be equal to the exponent. And the exponent here is 5. Okay, so this is how we write this expression, this exponential equation as a logarithm like so. Okay, okay, so for those of you out there, if you were totally lost, don't panic, but use this as feedback because logarithms are a very, very important part of what you learn in Algebra 2. If you kind of remember this, well, again, you're going to have to brush up on all this stuff before you actually take the STAAR Algebra 2 exam. If you got this problem right, that's excellent, okay? But there's a lot more we do with logarithms, right? We can expand them and condense logarithmic expressions and solve logarithmic equations, and it's a huge topic along with other topics in Algebra 2. So very, very important course for sure, as all math courses you take in high school. But let's go ahead and wrap up this video. So I always like to stress with videos like this that I do that when you're preparing for a particular exam, always take full advantage of what your teacher is telling you. Listen to your teacher. As a teacher, I'm always telling my students, the most direct and updated information. So when you're talking about studying for and preparing for the STAAR Algebra 2 exam, ask all the questions, direct them towards your teacher, and use all the material that they're offering. However, if you feel like you need supplemental material, like a tutor or things like that, that's not uncommon. A course like my STAAR Algebra 2 prep course, can really, really benefit you, okay? And again, I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to that in a description of this video. But again, always start with your teacher, and then if you need additional help, then go ahead and pick things that are going to really connect with you. Okay, in other words, study material that's not going to overwhelm you, that can actually, that's effective for you. If you're new to my YouTube channel, hopefully you'll consider subscribing. I've been on YouTube for a good 12 years or so at the time of this video. I have hundreds of videos on my channel that will help you with the STAAR Algebra 2, and I'm posting stuff all the time. So again, hopefully you consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, definitely appreciate a thumbs up. And leave me some feedback. How do you like math up to this point? I mean, Algebra 2, it's, pretty advanced stuff. I don't know in Texas if you have to take a another year, all 4 years of math. You probably have to, I'm thinking, but just curious what course you plan on taking next. It's probably going to be maybe like a pre-calculus type course or a statistics course. Both of those courses are good, okay? And if your plans are college, after high school, then take good notes and really embrace this stuff because you're going to need it. If you're thinking that you're not going to go to college, still do well because you can change your mind after you graduate from high school. I hear this story all the time. I didn't think I was going to go to college, so I didn't really pay attention that much. And then I changed my mind. Now I need to remember all this stuff because there's a course in college, most colleges, it's called college algebra. I don't know if most colleges kind of have a version of this, but this is a common name for college algebra. It's generally at the community college level or maybe even at the university level. But effectively, it's kind of like an Algebra 2 version of what you learn in high school, Algebra 2. It's an Algebra 2 version at the community college level or college level. Okay, so again, if you do in fact ever decide to go to college, you're likely going to have to know up to this level. Okay, I don't want to ramble on any more than that because I can keep talking about this stuff endlessly. Okay, but again, I do want to stress to you, always take advantage of what your teacher is saying. Listen to your teacher first. And then, if you need more help, of course, like mine will definitely help you. With that being said, I definitely appreciate your time and wish you all the best and have a great day.